Good morning, is it from Z's the Club? Well, I think one of our biggest challenges in life is overthinking. Oh my goodness, we can overthink a situation to absolute craziness. And that is the one thing that creativity helps me with, to stop my mind from running around like a crazy thing into the future of all the vain imaginations. What if this happens? What if this is not going to happen? It drives you crazy. And then the past, but this is what happened in the past, so now it's going to happen here, and we drag the past and the future into this moment. And we overthink life and any situation to a point that it either drives us into depression or craziness. I don't know what other words to say. It just steals the joy and the peace, and this is what this post is all about. Stop overthinking. Just do what you got to do and find meaning and joy and peace in that doing. So we are busy with this series, how to unlock our creativity. This will be number 5, and it's all about stop overthinking. So I was thinking, okay, am I now done with the series, whatever? And this morning I found this. It is just a local newspaper that they just drop at my house. I never read it, I never look at it actually. But all of a sudden I saw this beautiful red, and I thought, you know what? Let's create a collage. Once again, I'm back to remember the previous video where we were just tearing papers, just gluing them. Absolutely no idea what's gonna happen. Wait, let me just show you. Remember, I was gluing, and then I did this first one where I randomly glue brown paper onto a page. Then I decided, oh man, let's just do a tree. I did a tree with a pen, and then I put a person in, and then later I went over with oil pastels, wax crayons, and after the video was done, I actually took some watercolor, blue, and I just washed it with it. And just look at that beautiful look. Just to get everything together, I just applied some watercolor, blue watercolor. So life is a journey. Let's learn to enjoy the ride. That's what I wrote there. But remember, there was another thing written, and I just glued that piece on. And later, as I was sitting, I saw a tree. So I took my pen once again, and look there. I've got a tree. This is art. Furthermore, I really just did another thing. You can see it's on the book that I'm using for my journal. And this is I just glue some random jelly plate prints. I gave it a little stem, and there's a flower. I mean, how easy is this? And this is creating. You just one step leads to the next, and you just keep going. So you can see with this one, I think I did a pastel in gray, and I just made some random cloud marks, whatever, to make it look like a tree. Remember, we are thinking like a child once again. And so we are here just to start enjoying creating again. Just to get back to who we really are and just start to play again. Find meaning. The meaning of life can only be found in the meaning that you give it. Listen again. What is the meaning of life? There's no meaning except the meaning you give it. So we got to get to that place where we realize we create our life. And that is when we start to live in this moment. I mean, we miss life because, as I said, we either in the future somewhere that's not happening now, or we're in the past and we miss the present. We miss the meaning of whatever life wants to show us and teach us in this moment. We miss that. So we miss life. Isn't that sad? Life is the how can I say? Life is who we are and what we are. The spiritual force, the whatever, that makes us alive. If I can say that in a very bad English, life is what makes us alive, you know, but we miss that. We miss all the beauty, the wisdom, the peace, the joy, the whatever life brings, the unconditional love of life, the wisdom, the provision. All our needs are met because of the life is abundance, but we miss it because we believe we need something else because we live in the future. You know, I need this and this and this in order to do this, but we're not doing this. We believe we need to do that in the future, so then we believe we need this and that, and we miss what we do have. Oh boy, and I can only share this with you because that is what I've learned. I've learned through trials and errors and many coming to the end of myself via situations to get to that point where I know nothing and I've no clue what the future is going to bring. And the only way that I can live victoriously, get through this day, is by living moment by moment, is by slowing down my mind, by stop overthinking, and just while doing, all of us, every day, every moment, we do things. We are led to do something. Like I am now being led to make this video. So I am making this video. I can be present here, enjoy it, learn from it, be present. Life is a present, but then we need to be in the present. Isn't that awesome? Life, the abundant life in us that makes us alive. The minute the life leaves this body, Izette is no longer. So while Izette is still here, the life is still in this body. So life makes me alive, and I can only experience and savor and open the present of life in this present moment. So overthinking is killing the life in you, stifling it, whatever, because we miss what the life is doing because we're not here. We're not in the present. We're in some future. Now, this is the good news. What happens when I get into tomorrow, into the future, into the next moment? Life will be there because then it's now again. Life flows now. So I will never ever be without the life while I'm in this body, in this realm, because it makes me alive. But I can only experience the beauty and wisdom and attributes of life when I'm in the present moment, because that's where life can be found. And most people, I did too, for absolute decades and years, missed life. I couldn't find the meaning of my life. I couldn't, until I've learned to, I can only find life in this moment, in this present. Then it's a gift. Then it becomes a gift, an adventure. As soon as negativity comes over me, it's a good thing, because what does it say? It say, get into this moment, stop your mind, become present, get back into this moment. So I was drinking coffee this morning and I was thinking about everything else except drinking my coffee, tasting it. And fear was starting to rise up, and a little bit depressed, and I was having a headache. And oops, I realized I'm starting to get depressed. Get back into the moment. And I started to focus on where I was sitting. I was in my garden. The beautiful flowers, the birds chirping, the beautiful trees, the wind blowing, and the leaves moving. And oops, guess what? I started to experience the life. I didn't when I was in my mind somewhere else. But the moment I experienced my life, I found this message, and here I am, and I'm at 11 minutes already and I haven't done anything. So I found this and I thought, let's just today, all of us get these junk mail, call it whatever you want to call it, and it's beautiful paper, there's beautiful colors. So I thought, you know what, then there's also wording, rising star, so I can use that somewhere. Once again, think like a child. So the only thing that's different between this message and my previous one is this time I am actually going to create something with a picture in mind. So my picture is just a scenery. You know, we all know there is, and I'm still struggling with this, I got a thing with a sharp point out of the garage husband's, and I put it somewhere to help me open this. Whoa, too much. And I've lost it again, so do not tell him. He said, don't take my tools, put it back. I said, yeah, I know, sorry. So I am just gonna put glue all over this. You can see I'm not working in my small little book, because I want to demonstrate this just very quickly. Create just a little. So this is my sunset. This is just a beautiful sunset. I'm just covering my page with this, and I love the white stripes that's in there. I'm not overthinking it. I am just becoming like a child and just playing. So I thought, you know what, let's make a nice, not a blue sky. Today we're going for a red sky. Sunrise, sunset. And I just cover most of the places. You really don't have to cover everything. Do not overthink. So then I thought, right, let's go for a mountain. So I'm going to do the darker piece as my mountain. Once again, I love using my palette knife. And There is a method to my mindness. I put my camera like this because to me this is more about me sharing with you, and then I need to see you, than it is demonstrating how to create or do a specifically art thing. You see, so that is why I put my camera like I do. So I'm just looking. So I find some dark pieces here. I just want to make a now there's wording on it, but so what? So I've got my and once again, I don't want to cut. Really, I don't want to cut at this stage in my life. Perhaps you want to. You want to take a pair of scissors and cut your things beautifully. Then you do it. You do, as I always say, whatever the life in you is prompting you to do without overthinking. You just go with it. As I say, we need to start learning to go with the flow. Stop overthinking. So here I am just putting another piece of black on just to give it another layer. It's layering. Remember, the same with life. Our life is and we're a rising star. So I am just putting this rising star, and I'm taking the glue off here. And there I have my mountain range, you can see. So now I am looking for look there, I found some flowers. So I am just gonna remember, this is to get you in the moment. Teaches you how to become still, because it's in the stillness, when our minds are still, that we can hear the small still voice of the life in us, giving us what we need to get through this moment by moment through this day. When our minds are filled with our own stuff and vain imaginations about the future, then that's when we run into a little bit of problem. So stop overthinking. While you're creating, make an absolute, you see? Gosh, I don't know why I am not throwing it out in a little bowl before I start with my video. But once again, that's me. Okay, so this is now not coming out, but I am now going to, I've got some Prit somewhere, but you see, look how I am pressing, and there must be a bobble or something. But this is just some random roses that I found. So I am just doing the rose thing. There's more flowers. I'm tearing it out of the and then I am just adding some more blue. And the awesome thing is when you're now done with your gluing your pieces of paper, get your colors kind of when you where you want it. As I say, you can see there are many words in this. This is gonna give it just a little bit more. And if there's a word that you don't, I mean, this is now scan. Getting a scan for more ideas or whatever. I really don't care about that wording, so I just put it wrong side round or something so that you're not able to read it. So there's my print. I'm going back to the print. Oh, everything is now blowing away. So I've glued my stuff on. Now, there you can see, I even saw some wordings and some love. There is some love. This love is in the aisle. But I'm just gonna tear out the love. Love is, now look what I'm doing now, because this is what this page is all about. Remember, it's your journal. It speaks to you. That's why you're doing it. When you go back, you're going to find, okay, this is what this showed me. Love is in the moment. In this moment. That's where you can find love, the unconditional love of your source, of your spiritual father, your source. And this is it. Now for me to get these things together, to bring it kind of together. Now you can see it is really very, not messy, but you know. So I just take my brush and then I take some, oh, look at this. This is my soft pastels. My soft pastels, it's like chalk. That's what it is. So you can use it. I'm taking my same red as my, and look, I'm just bringing it together. You're still gonna see the lines, you're still gonna see, but look there, it's just all of a sudden. So you can do this with anything. You can do it with paint, you can do it with Sharpies, you can do it with color pencils. This is whatever, that you can do it with anything. So I am now just gonna do my mountain range, and I look there, I'm just going for just making the range more prominent. So just look how beautiful that is looking. Once again, I just also over the rising star, over the words, I am now just applying some chalk. Now I'm going for green, because I want, it's my green. So love is in And I'm going with my greens over this bluish color, over the flowers, because I am just making it come together. And in this you will now see how beautiful this is looking. I'm just gonna make some flower marks here, just more flowers. You can see there is some my flowers that I was whoops, glue, it's coming off. I'm gonna go for greens just to make the little stems, or let's go for brown just to make the stems of these flowers a little bit more brownish than red. As I say, I'm not thinking, I'm just, and then add a little bit brown here at the bottom, a little brown there on top, and voila, there you have it. All I did, if I can, you can, is I glued some papers that I found in a old magazine thing. I glued it. You can see the sky, you can see some mountains. I glued some flowers, I made some flowers. Voila. Love is in the moment. Isn't it fun? That's what it's supposed to be. I didn't think of this. I didn't think of the message of this is going to be love is in there. It's the moment. I will have to write that with a Sharpie or something, or just add a little, or you know, I don't have to write it anyway. It can just be what it is. I'm just, my flowers is just one color. I just want to just create a little bit of other color there, so I'm just adding that. I can add a little bit of orange to my sky and onto my mountain as the sun is setting. And love is found in this moment. Your life can only be found in this moment. Stop overthinking. Still your mind, stop your mind, and start coming back to this moment. So while you're busy creating, while you're busy with any type of art, if you play the piano, if you work in the garden, if you do any type of create, if you create a dress, you will catch yourself not really thinking. All of a sudden, your mind is out of this crazy world and you're just in the moment. And in this moment, all our needs are met. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab? And if you haven't started, if you're new at my channel and this is the first video, I think you should go back to part 1 of this series. I am putting it below. And this is not only for artists. This is for everybody, to help all of us to become still. And we are using, as I say in this series, you are using what you find in your home. Whether it's just glue and old magazine, then you glue this on. If it's a pen, then you create your little flowers with a pen or a pencil. I've now found my pastels. So you go and you raid your children or your grandchildren's cupboards and you just find art supplies and you just start applying them to your piece of paper, hardboard, whatever. As I said, any book you can use. That's why I'm using a book, a novel that I bought at a charity shop for £2. So this is now another book of mine, an art book, but I wanted to demonstrate nice and large, so that is why I'm using this. But you use whatever you can find, even if it's just a piece of hardboard, and you just go and sit and play. And as I said, the words was just amazing that I found on the page. Rising sun, rising star, that's what we are. We are rising stars, finding ourselves in this beautiful constellation we call universe or whatever. And love is in this moment. Become still and you will realize the meaning of your life. You are magnificent. You are whole. You are perfect. Let drop the lies and preconceived ideas and what all the other people were saying about you and blah blah blah. I always tell the story about me being adopted. I was 6 days old in the hospital when I was adopted, and just that made me feel for years, until deep in my 40s, that I was not good enough. I was thrown away, even though I was adopted by beautiful parents. I still felt rejected until I grew to the point where I realized I'm perfect. There was a bigger plan. I don't know the bigger plan, but I received my healing while I was doing my art and while I was just surrendering when this feeling of rejection came up. I was just surrendering it to the life in me, and I grew and becoming more and more whole, let go of all these lies. And now I realize I am perfect as I am in spirit. I mean, you can really, we got to stop judging ourselves by worldly standards and things and just realize we are exactly what we're supposed to be. We just need to grow to the point where we start enjoying being me, doing what the life in me leads me to do, and find my joy and my peace in that, because that is what it's all about. We're born into this beautiful realm. I mean, through my life, my adopted parents got a blessing, and all the things my biological mother and they had to learn, and whatever. There's so many deeper things if we just get the oh poor me out of the way, and just realize everything works together for the bigger plan. We are one life, one spirit, one love. And Izette, the me, is just a small puzzle piece in the huge, beautiful puzzle. And I'm good enough to be that piece. Only I can be that piece. Only you can be that piece. And you are perfect as that piece. But you are not perfect to be in another person's place or another piece. You are you, and that you are good enough, perfect as is. And we got to grow to that point. And when we get there, we're going to start realizing, wow, what an awesome experience it is to just be alive at a time like this, with all the ups and downs and stuff. Love you lots. You've got this. We've got this thing we call life in this realm. How? By just stop overthinking and just start to savor and enjoy your life that is in you, moment by moment, and just start to look for the excitement and the beauty and all the things that comes your way, all the things that come your way that we miss because we're not in the moment. Start being in the moment, and we will realize the wonderful present life actually is. Something like that. Is it from Zester's Lab. Love you lots.